Hi, welcome back to Conarchy's Money Corner, my YouTube channel helping teach you how to handle your money decisions financially and not emotionally. In a previous Conarchy's Money Corner, a viewer commented, putting in more money than the company match into your retirement savings plan at work is non-desirable. I thought that was a great question for a future Conarchy's Money Corner. So guess what? Here it is. So the question would be, how much should I contribute to my employer-sponsored retirement savings plan at work? Well, first, let's cover exactly what an employer-sponsored retirement savings plan is. Note, you may also hear these referred to as employer-defined contribution plans. If you work for a private employer, this plan is going to be called a 401k plan. If you work for a governmental employer or a non-for-profit organization, it's called a 457 plan. If you work for the federal government, it's called the Thrift Savings Plan. And if you work for a public school or a tax-exempt organization, it's referred to as a 403b plan. For this video, I'm going to focus on the traditional side of that, the traditional employer-sponsored retirement savings plan, and not the Roth employer retirement savings plan. But in my next Conarchy's Money Corner video, I will explain the differences between the traditional and the Roth plans, and most importantly, which one you should choose. But again, for this video, assume everything that I talk about is referring to the traditional employer-sponsored retirement savings plan. The benefit to these retirement savings plans is they allow you to contribute income into the plan free of taxes, free of income taxes, and the investment growth of those contributions will grow and compound tax-free as well. You will only pay taxes on that money when you begin to take distributions from your plan in retirement. So a fantastic benefit from your employer to save and grow wealth for retirement tax-free over your career. So then the question comes up, how much should I contribute into my retirement plan at work? And my answer is as much as you can. Here is the very important reason why I say that. For every dollar that you do not contribute, so if you do not put this dollar into that traditional retirement savings plan at work, that dollar is then taxed and you pay both federal and state taxes on that dollar. You will lose approximately 30% of that dollar to federal and state taxes. That means you're now left with just 70 cents on that dollar. You've lost 30% of your investable money. And that's too big of a hit. But if you do contribute that dollar into your traditional retirement savings plan at work, that dollar remains a dollar. And you can now invest that whole dollar in without it being taxed. Now you're investing 30% more money than if you took the dollar out as income. And this is why I'm so passionate on getting this message out, teaching everyone how to have 30% more money put away each year into your retirement plan at work. Now that you see this benefit of putting that money in, how much do you put in? Now that you see that it hurts you 30% by not contributing, you want to put in as much as you possibly can. The IRS has a limit on how much you can put in, and in 2023, the total is $22,500 per year. And if you happen to be 50 or older, starting in 2023, you are doing an additional $7,500 catch-up for a total of $30,000. Remember, that's per individual. So if you and your spouse are both employees and have retirement savings plans at work, you can double those numbers. Those maximums illustrate how great an employer benefit an employer-sponsored plan is. Because if your employer doesn't offer that plan, you're left to contribute into an individual retirement plan, an IRA, and those limits are just $6,500 a year and only $1,000 additional if you're 50 or older. So a fraction of those retirement savings plans at work. Now, it is very common for employers to give what's called a contribution. This is an extra employer benefit to encourage you to contribute into those retirement savings plan at work. This free money is commonly referred to as an employer match or a company match. That match is not held against you in those IRS maximums I mentioned earlier, and therefore further increase those maximum totals. Now, somewhere along the way, someone started thinking that you should only give contributions to the maximum limit that your employer sets for that matching plan. For example, if your employer matches a percentage up to $5,000 of your contributions, the theory goes that you should stop there and contribute no more. But I disagree with this logic, and I argue go all the way up to the IRS maximum. Go as far as you can go. Do not stop at just the employer match. And again, this is because you're losing 30% of the money that you don't contribute to your plan. As I like to say, do you want to know a way to have 30% more money put away for your retirement? Well, the answer is simple. Contribute your money into your employer-sponsored retirement savings plan at work in the first place. The more you contribute, the more you have, and 30% more on top of that to boot. Now, what if your company doesn't match, your employer doesn't match? Well, that's a bummer. That shouldn't mean that you don't save for your retirement. What are you going to say in retirement? I would have saved for retirement, but I didn't because my employer didn't match? No. So save as much as you can anyways. The employer-company match should be viewed as a bonus, icing on the cake. I heard an accountant one time say, if given the option of paying taxes now or paying taxes later, always pay taxes later. And I agree with that. And finally, I normally hear some objections that say, I can't afford to contribute to my retirement savings plan at work. After all I've discussed, I hope you see that 30% increase in your retirement savings plan. And I hope you see that why my answer to that is always, you can't afford not to contribute. If any of you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to subscribe and like my Conarchy's Money Corner videos. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you next time on Conarchy's Money Corner.